If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. All right, I am live. I almost thought I wasn't going to make it today, but here we are. Thank you so much for being here. We've got some exciting things to talk about. This is going to be a little bit more of an update and share kind of video. I am streaming live over on TikTok, so if I seem distracted, it will be because of comments over there. I am also streaming live on Instagram. I'll take a break and go back and look for comments here and there. It looks like we've got somebody on Instagram. Now, Instagram, I am really not a Instagram genius by any means. That is my place where I understand the least, I post the least. So I would love it if you support me over on Instagram and help me grow that account a little bit. And I will try to use it a little bit more. I do always love TikTok. TikTok has always got some great questions and people willing to join in and get interactive in the comments. Now, you Facebook lovers, I'm a Facebook girl. I really am. But Facebook tends to be less interactive, which is okay. But wherever you're watching from, give me a shout out. Let me know you're here in the comments. If you've got any questions, you totally can shout them out, and I will take a break every now and then and look at those comments. So, open office hours. I am being regular about getting on live every Wednesday about this time. Today I'm a little bit late. I had a client call that I had to make, but this is kind of me being accountable to you, being accountable to myself, and getting regular. When we run a busy wellness practice, it's hard to do all these little extra things, but I need to do that. I need to do that to grow my following, to get a hold of potential clients. My name is Tanya. I am an RN. I consider myself divorced from the sick care system. So it was, of course, my own healing journey that brought me to this place. 6 years ago when I truly had my awakening. So that's why my business is called Awakened Wellness. My own autoimmune disease, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, those kind of things were haunting me, like seriously haunting me. Sorry, my lighting is just not very good. They were haunting me. I was losing my quality of life. Even as a nurse, I never for myself cared much for medications. I'm super stubborn. Like for fibromyalgia, I knew I was never going to take gabapentin or live on muscle relaxers. So I had to figure something out. I had to make some changes. And I always say that really what I figured out, we're all about root cause. I'm a root cause healing practitioner. But the root cause of my sicknesses and disease was me. It was absolutely me. What I was doing, what I was putting in my mouth, my thoughts, my everything. My adult life, I had IBS problems. I was on proton pump inhibitors. And when you are on proton pump inhibitors for very long, like it doesn't take long at all. In fact, the directions on the back of the box say not to take it past 14 days. My under physician guidance. I was on that stuff for well over a decade. And now, knowing what I know, we don't know what we don't know in the time that we don't know it, right? But when we take away stomach acid, our terrain is completely off, and we become a place where parasites flourish, where they live, where they grow, where they thrive, and really bad things start to happen in our bodies. So, yeah, and then, I've got the MTHFR mutation, the COMT mutation, and all those things. But praise the Lord for where I have come in my life, right? I went from being in chronic pain most of my adult life, really. A lot of back pain. I had herniated discs and herniated in my neck, and I rode a lot of horse. I was active. So, adding to the pain, and then with inflammation, the way I was eating, who knew? I didn't know. So, anyway, you start making changes. You start improving your health. And now at 52, I feel better than I did in my 30s. So I couldn't be more vibrant. I couldn't be more full of life, and just really excited to share this with you, with my clients, with anybody who is willing to listen. I work with people virtually. I work one on one. I use functional testing, as well as bioenergetic testing and a little muscle testing, even. We just do amazing things. If you are here, like and follow me. I'm going to be launching a really amazing group program. Group programs are so awesome. I'm really going to be calling out you Gen Xers who are just hardworking, ambitious. You've got big plans, your career and otherwise for the next 10 to 15 years, but you've lost your energy, right? Like you're in pain. You're having maybe some anxiety, some depression, and those things go on. We can fix that. Like, I have got the key to the kingdom. I can help you fix that. So, calling my Gen Xers who are awakening to what's going on in society, who we've always been rebellious. We've always had authority issues, right? So I'm going to help you harness your natural intuition. I'm going to help you harness that energy, that righteous energy, and we are going to get you back to your energy levels of your you had in your 30s. You're going to feel as good as you did when you were 30, but this time around you're going to have the finances to do what you want, and you're going to have the means to put you first, right? Like, I was that Gen Xer who was divorced, who raised my kids by myself, who always worked full time as a nurse. I had a side hustle as a part time private duty nurse. So, all you Gen Xers who have worked two jobs, who have run your asses off, but you enjoyed it. Like, I love my work. I love working. I love being busy. But now, at this age, we have got to focus on us. Right now, we can be selfish. It can be all about us, and it needs to be all about your health. We need to get you your energy back so you can do this next 20 years the way you want to do this next 20 years, right? So follow me. Be ready for that group program. When I launch that thing, it is going to be ginormous. When we work together in groups, we're going to share, we're going to build friendships, we're going to build communities, and we're going to help each other get through this process. The process is going to be, yes, serious mitochondrial health. We're going to get your energy back. We're going to get your mitochondrial fit again. And then we're going to do deep cellular level detoxification and parasite work. When we parasite cleanse, it ain't no 60-day, it ain't no 30-day parasite cleanse. It is deep. We have got to restore your mitochondria. We've got to work on your terrain, all things. And then we will get you feeling like you want to feel. Let's see, I've got a question over on TikTok. What parasites? We address them all. When you work with me, we address them all. So the way you know if you have parasites or not, you just put your fingers right here and give it a couple of seconds and wait. You find your pulse, you have parasites. We all have parasites. So I know that's a little passive aggressive, sarcastic way of saying that, but it's true. We all have parasites, especially if you're someone who is suffering with autoimmune disease, if you have a history of cancer, you're full of parasites. You're seriously full of parasites. So we're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with all of it, right? Hello, Shalem. How are you? But what are they called? What are parasites called? So, there is thousands of parasites. I'm the person, Lycra Finn, Landra Finn, however you say your name, go back and scroll way back through my TikTok stuff, and you're gonna find a really nasty video of me. I might even have it pinned at the top. I do have some of my parasite videos pinned at the top of my TikTok page, or on YouTube. You can find them. I think I have them categorized under parasites. So I'm that person that had the ginormous ropeworm, right? I've got a wild video. It is for real. It is not AI. It is not faked. I felt that thing detach, and I had a huge ball movement, and I had the big ropeworm that was as tall as me. I could pick it up. It was as tall as me. So that was kind of the start of my parasite journey. And my videos are funny. Like I make so many videos that say, I'm a nurse, I deal with poop, you're human, you poop, let's talk about it, right? So always, right? It's humiliating. Poop is. We need to normalize talking about these things. Flukes, I still pass flukes. So my first journey in parasite, it's been years ago now, and I follow through every full moon. I do parasite cleansing, and I will still see kind of threadworms. I will still see flukes. Our pancreas is a place that will be full of flukes. Our liver is a place that will be full of flukes. Flukes can look there's many different species. I'm not an expert in parasite identification or parasite species. There's nematodes and trematodes and tiny microscopic. The ones I'm talking about are just the ones that you could actually see. And then there's tons of parasites that are in tap water that are crawling around on your food, on your fresh food, everywhere, even your packaged food. If you see those videos flying around underneath the microscope, so there are amoebas, there are parasites everywhere. So I'm talking about ones I could see. The ones that we can't see are the ones that are in your brain, are in your synovial fluid, are trapped inside your organs. I still see a lot of liver flukes. If you want, go back on my feed or go find me on YouTube and look through my videos. The videos are funny because when I first started passing them and inspecting it, I had no idea what they were. Tons of like eggs, tons of like everything. And I'm literally showing you videos after doing a coffee enema, showing you what was found in my own stool, right? Yeah, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But it's all a science experiment. Yeah, I'm a nurse. So these things I'm a little bit more normalized. I'm a little bit more used to than the average person. But when I first started, especially these weird things that look like potato skins, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I hadn't eaten potatoes. And then at first I'm like, do I just seriously not chew my food, or is this undigested food? What is it? So then I went to my mentors who I have learned from, who I've studied under, and find out this is a fluke. It's in a different lifestyle or life cycle. Sometimes they look like little red toothpicks, or sometimes they look like button mushrooms, right? Little kids especially, you'll see a lot of those pinworms. They're just little white stringy worms or like hair worms, right? We can have we have people, you do sinus rinses with parasite products. You have parasites coming out of your sinuses. You'll have parasites coming out of your bladder. The ones coming out of your joints you probably won't see. You'll have them crawling out of your skin. Like they will try to get out of every avenue possible when you start making the train uncomfortable for them to live in. If you've got psoriasis, if you've got skin conditions, these are all parasite. When I say parasite, I mean that in very broad terms. To me, anything that is stealing from you is a parasite. So that means mold, that means candida, that means fungus, that means bacteria, and then bugs, right? They're, in my mind, when you hear me talking, they're under the same umbrella. Yeah, it's crazy. Everything in our food sources are crazy. And a lot of this, how do your train get so out of balance, is having no stomach acid. So in the medical community, like when I had heartburn, they want to put us all on proton pump inhibitors. I have MTHFR. When you take away stomach acid, you just stop methylation altogether, let alone the toxic fake vitamins and the lack of real nutrition. So yeah, we have to have stomach acid. Stomach acid is how things don't grow in your body that are not supposed to be there. When you take away stomach acid, it is like walking around without skin. It's like walking around with a ginormous open sore. It allows things to get infected. It allows inflammation and bad things happening. Like, so yeah, we have to have stomach acid. And like for me, I have to figure out how to get my body to make stomach acid again. I have a hiatal hernia, so I have to take care of that. Got an amazing chiropractor. When my hiatal hernia is active or giving me trouble, I go see him. He adjusts my diaphragm and he you can get that hiatal hernia pushed back down. That's like not a life sentence if you know the right perspective, if you know people who can help you. Right. So, some other things that I want to talk about. Now, this is kind of for my local community. If you're here, if you're near my office, near our little wellness center, this weekend, my assistant and I went to Boise to Cellcore's big training. It was 3 days of just awesomeness, and they have got the best vendors there. So I'm always expanding, always growing, always doing more than I have time for and squeezing things into my small space. But I want it, I need it, and you need it too. So these are the exciting things that we've got coming in for you to try in person therapeutically. I bought a system called Flowpresso. Now, I tried this years ago at Cellcore's Eco. It is, I just need a massage table, easy enough, right? And then it is a compressive system that puts your full body compression. So you strap in your legs, you strap in your midriff, and it goes across your back as well, and then your arms. And 20 minutes is beneficial. 40 to 45 minutes is therapeutic. It compresses all the way up your legs, your abdomen, your arms to stimulate lymph drainage. So lymph is something that we could talk about forever. Everybody, I don't care who you are, could use some work in your lymph system. Our lymph is rarely talked about because I think the medical community, they don't really know what to do about it, right? But our lymph system actually carries more fluid than our vascular system. And it can be, we can have way too much lymph fluid, and then it's ineffective. It's either toxic or it's sluggish, like there's no energy there. And that's when we look puffy. Like when like your weight goes up like throughout the month, or randomly you just feel heavy and you get on the scale and you're up some weight, or your rings are too tight, that kind of thing. Or if your legs especially are really trunky, if you go to get your blood drawn and they can't find your veins, those are all clues that your lymph system is really, really needing some help. So there are definitely, I love things that you can do at home. Dry brushing is beautiful. It costs you nothing. Even being more methodical about how you wash or you shower in the morning with your washcloth, you can move some lymph. You can use the gua sha, and really work on your chubby underneath of your jaw just by moving that lymph, by opening things up. There's lots of videos on YouTube. They'll call it the big six, where you start opening your collarbone before you do your head so things can drain, making sure you do your armpits, especially for females. And of course, changing your deodorant, getting rid of those chemicals that plug your lymph system. So this machine, I can't wait. It's just going to be amazing. You can put on headphones. We'll supply nice, relaxing music, or if you've got a podcast or something you want to listen to while you're doing it, you can bring your own. That's good too. So that will be in person here at the store. We already have an amazing service that is totally underutilized by the community. I know scheduling is tight, so I probably will be looking for some part-time weekend help that can help us run more treatments so we can get more people in here and get more people serviced. Right now, I mean, like I can't ask that of the staff I already have, and I am already working too many hours. But right now, we already have high power PEMF. So if you haven't experienced PEMF, it is an amazing healing modality that really charges your mitochondria. It literally charges your cells, charges your batteries. And we pair that with a big red light panel. So we offer that already therapeutically. And then we also do professional strength ionic foot baths. So that's going on as well. We're going to have to rearrange our whole setup here to make this work. We're going to be just really nice and cozy, but it's all right. It's totally, being a little crowded is totally worth it. And then the other thing that I'm bringing in is ozone. So I'm starting small and experimenting as we learn. I'm not going to be doing that IV yet, but I definitely am going to say we will in the future. We're starting with just we'll offer ear insufflation, we'll offer rectal and vaginal insufflation. We'll probably do some ozone water. We'll just see how that goes. I'm not sure. The half-life on it is pretty short, so you'd have to bring your water in. We'd have to do it right away, but we'll play with it. Ozone, they say 5 rectal treatments is equal to 1 IV treatment. So rectal gets a very systemic effect. Ozone hyperoxygenates. It makes your body just heal that much faster. It is very clarifying. So I'll be posting way more about that. And it's so great, like for kids with ear infection. These, it looks like little headphones. My husband, he's got the ringing in the ears. I'm honestly not overly hopeful that the ozone in the ear is going to help that. He's got the nerve damage, which is super hard to fix. But you just never know. I've had some surgery on this ear and it constantly bothers me. So I can't wait to do that ozone. Now, when we were at the training, they were offering IV ozone. So Bonnie and I and a friend of mine from Billings, we were the first there. Like I missed out on the opportunity 2 years ago. So the minute I got in the door, I went and found their booth and got registered. So that was an amazing service. When we do IV ozone, we when we do IV ozone, you hook up the IV tubing, primed with saline, and there's a little heparin in the saline, and then you just backflow the patient's blood into the bag. Um, Probably, I'm not sure. They didn't tell me a specific amount of milliliters, probably 30 to 50. And you run that out. When the blood gets in the bag, then you hang it again and mix the ozone gas in it, and then just kind of rock it back and forth. Let that ozone gas attach to the patient's blood, and then you just open it back up and gravity feed it in and give them back their blood with the ozone attached. So it was an amazing service. It was probably a little risky to do that, like the first day on a 3-day weekend, but I didn't get any Herx reaction. I can't say that I felt like an amazing, uplifting difference because it's super hard to tell when you're outside of your normal environment. But I am so thankful that I was able to try that out. And that is definitely something that I want to do in the future. All right, so that's that update. Those are in clinic, in-person services that we will be launching here soon. I'm in a small town in Montana. So yeah, drive, come see me. Other things that I will be launching, I mentioned earlier that group program that is going to be amazing. I'm really going to be looking for reaching out to Gen Xers who want their energy back. That is my niche market, and not that we can't do anybody, but I'm guessing there's going to be more of a female orientated audience. I might even break it up into 2 different groups. If I get a lot of interest from the male community, I might break it up and have 2 different separate groups, because in those groups things really get kind of intimate and they get personal. And when you're sharing poop stories, I think it might be the ladies, the gentlemen, either one might appreciate a little bit gender specific space. So we will negotiate that as it happens. We'll treat that organically, let it develop and grow as it will. What else? Oh, another local announcement. So Monday evening would be the 12th. I want to say the 12th. I'm not sure. Where's my calendar? 11th. 12th. It is the 12th. That is my sister's birthday. I will be having my monthly community meeting. So that is just kind of getting revved up. We're starting to get a presence. We'll meet this Monday. We are going to, it is my Created to Heal group. So I have a friend that I met on TikTok. Her name is Jassiel, and her mission is this Created to Heal, getting the word out. Our body was created to heal. When we get back to herbs, we get back to nature, we get back to an organic place, the body will heal itself, absolutely, of all sickness and disease. My spin on it is, when we remove what is not, what the good Lord never intended to be in there, the toxins, the traumas, the pathogens, and we replenish what is missing. When we replenish that nutrition, our food is so nutritionally void. One of the speakers at the conference this weekend was saying that, like, an apple from decades ago, one apple right now, to get the same nutritional value, it takes 5 apples. So even all of our food is so GMO'd, and it has been designed to taste sweeter and have more sugar. So 5 apples, a ton more sugar, and way less nutrition. So I wish that we could organically eat ourselves out of this hole, but we can't. These days we can't. We have to have good, I prefer made in the US. I prefer organic supplements to help our body and to combat these modifications. Like, because our food has been GMO'd, our bodies have been GMO'd and just are no longer identifying nutrition like it's supposed to. Just like in the wild, flowers will cross pollinate. and they speak to each other. Like they send out frequencies, and the bees get the frequencies, and the plants, they know what they want, they know what they need, right? And a society, humans, we don't understand our own bodies in anymore. We don't hear the intuition. We've got to start getting back to nature. We've got to detoxify. So anyway, I have meeting. We meet once a month here at my place in the basement of my store. I've got a really neat, fun apothecary going. I am absolutely a wannabe herbalist. I am not an expert by any means, but we don't have to be. You just have to have the notion to try. So, at our meeting Monday night, we're going to try our hand at making some homemade deodorant that is going to be magnesium based. Now, I've made the liquid, that's super easy, but it's also not very fun to use. It's really wet. And and just wet, and it doesn't feel very good under your armpits. But we all know that we need to get away from toxic chemicals, especially in our armpits. They are just absolutely, without a doubt, linked to breast cancer. We've got to keep our lymph nodes open. So I have a recipe. We might do a little bit more of a cream. I have some shea butter coming, or I have some beeswax, and we're going to experiment. We're just going to have fun. We're not expecting perfection. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about the process. We're going to do it. We're going to come up with some deodorant. Now, one thing I do like about the magnesium liquid is that you can do it different ways than, like, if you want to put it on the bottom of your feet instead of under your armpits, or scent it with your essential oils however you want. So anyway, it's a free class. I'm asking people to bring like their own little jar, their own little container, and outside of that, it won't cost me much to make it. The silly containers cost more than the products do to make it. So I am going to limit that group to 15 participants because my space is pretty small, and I'm going to have to boil some water. I'm going to have to melt down some things. So I'm going to have to limit this group to 15. But not to worry, maybe we'll do it again the next month. There's always something fun we can try. So I think that is where I'm going to wrap this up and get back to work. Am I close to Hungry Horse, Montana? I don't know where that is, so I'm assuming I'm not very close. I'm on the North Dakota side. So like if the wind is blowing right and you spit really hard, you can land it in North Dakota. So I'm on the flat farming side of Montana, if that helps. If you would like to get a hold of me, if you'd like to work with me, I would love that. I'm up for anything. I absolutely have openings for new clients. I work virtually. I have got some really nice packages put together. And then, like I said, I'll be launching this group program. The group program is nice. It is a more affordable price point because I'm serving one-to-many instead of that one-to-one time constraint. One-to-one practitioner packages are always way more expensive. So my group program is going to really resonate around the Cellcore products and that detoxification, the lifestyle modifications, the education, all that goes with it. And then as we go through it, you can always add on testing. I think it is amazing if a person does a total tox burden before they start their detox. It's a simple at-home urine kit. You can get a hold of that on my website. Just go to the tab that says lab kits. So it's awakenedwellnessllc.com. You can get there on my link in bio very, very easily. Go to lab kits, then all the way down to vibrant wellness, and then pick the total tox burden test. The You just order it. I don't make commission. I don't mark them up. So if you do want me to go over the test with you, I charge for my time. But if you don't need me, then you're just going to pay the lab company and you're going to get your results. The results give you a ton of information. Like if you've got mycotoxins, it'll tell you where that probably is in your environment. Mycotoxins are tough and oh, it's scary. Like, if you think you have mold in your house, solving that mold problem is super it's not easy. Nobody wants to know that. But if you're getting chronically sick or your family is having problems, start with yourself. Start with that total tox burden. See if you've got mycotoxins and then go through my program, go through that detoxification and retest in 5 months and see if you have moved that meter, if you're detoxifying, if you can see that those things are going down. Then maybe there's a chance that it was introduced to your body through food or some other source, even in your childhood. If it is not going down, if you're not moving it after a really intense 4 to 5 months on detox, then it's probably in your house. Or if you can see it, if you know it's in your house, I hate to say that, but you have to do something about it. You have to get it cleaned up. You have to get it remitigated. You have to do something. You have to do it on a professional level, or you're going to get sicker and your family is going to get sick too. So we are hearing so much about mold and people suffering from mold, and it's not new, right? There's always been mold in our environments. So why are people now so sick? So again, it's not just one thing. It's like mold is like that final straw. Like some people are actually allergic to it. Other people, can be in the same household and they're not getting sick, but one person is getting real sick. So there's something that's different between those two people. Their trains are different, their immune systems are different. But it does have to be addressed if you want to get your health back. So it's a big, yucky subject. It is heartbreaking. Even as a practitioner, it's heartbreaking when we make that discovery. And even like here in our community, we're so rural, and people don't know how to solve the mold problem. People fixing it is very, very difficult, very, very difficult. So that is for another session. Quick before I go, I apologize if you had comments and I missed them. I was just kind of here to rattle off information. Quick looking there, I don't see anything that I really need to address, but I appreciate the likes, appreciate the follows. I will be doing more in the evenings. I made a problem. I made a promise to myself to get more regular about getting on social media, getting out there, growing this community. My awakened wellness mission in life. And so this summer, I've got a nice little fire pit. So I'll be doing lives, answering questions, sitting out by my fire pit. I'm excited. Are you? I feel amazing at 52. I feel better than I felt in my 30s. My chronic pain is just nil. It's just amazing. I slept in uncomfortable motel rooms for the last 3 nights and like I'm fine. That would have wrecked me in my 30s. That even in my 40s, that would have wrecked me. I just was on a call with a new client checking in, and she's only been started month 1 with me and it's only been 2 weeks, and she's following the food protocol. She is jump starting her mitochondria, and she is 71, I think, and she is like had stayed in a motel and going downstairs. She is, praise the Lord. She's like, I haven't had this kind of movement and had my pain this relieved for years. So all things are possible when we take action, when we do the work, when you have some self-discipline and you change how you're eating and you support your mitochondria, you open your drainage pathways. Things happen. They happen fast. Improvement can happen very fast. So I hope you are inspired by that. Again, like, follow, and I will see you on the next live. All right, all you ambitious professionals that are ready to take back control of your health, here is your call to action. Number 1, follow on social media. We would truly appreciate your likes and your shares. Next, go to awakenwellnessllc.com and get your discovery call scheduled. If you're on the website and you drop under information, you can see our package and service options. If you're local, stop in the store and say, hey. If you'll be working with us online, get that discovery call booked. Let's talk soon.